No. Yeah. Yeah.
Get him, buddy.
What's going on, guys? So I hope you liked that video. It was us just in the back and kayaking, catching holdover striped bass and small white perch. I just want to go over some of the lures that I'm using for them. This time of year, the fish are really, really small. So the main stuff that we're fishing is 1/8 ounce jig heads. This is a jig head that I've been using. This is the Zman Finesse Eye. These are kind of new. They're 1/0 hooks and an 1/8 ounce jig. It's very, very thin wire hooks. These actually have been working out great. This is the 1/8 ounce one. They have, they think they come to like 3/16. This is that 3/16 one. They come in white, smelt, pearl, a couple colors. But I just got these two different ones. Mostly using the 1/8 ounce one. You know, we're fishing like, I think it's like 4 or 5 feet of water. You know, nothing crazy, but very, very light stuff. Given, you know, so you have a chance for it to sink. This is the newer stuff I'm using this year. This is Kayak Fat Swing Impact. See how big that paddle is? These are the 2.8 inch, very, very small. Everything we're fishing is basically 3 inches, 3.5 inches. But the 3-inch stuff, the very small stuff is what's, you know, working the best. This is a 3-inch easy shiner. You can see how much smaller the paddle is on this one. It's just a variation. They've both been working pretty good. I know they make this in a 2-inch also. And that's probably better for if you're only perch fishing. But right now I'm trying to do, we've been doing, the area we've been fishing, we've been getting a combination of perch and bass. So I'm trying to throw something that I can catch both fish on. These hooks will definitely hold up, you know, if you catch like a 22 or a 26 inch striper mixed in with the holdovers, these hooks will definitely be good for it. I also throw these small bucktails sometimes. These are 1/4 ounce bucktails. Same thing, very small hook on here. That's a 1/0 hook. I don't throw the bucktails as often as the paddle tails. Last year, I was throwing this a lot. This is a Storm curl tail minnow. It's basically just, you know, curly tail, but it has the eyes on it, which is cool. This hook is a little bit big. It's a little bit bigger than the, you know, the Z-Man jig heads. But those jig heads also come in 3/0 hooks and 1/0 hooks. So I get the 1/0s. The 3/0s are a little bit big, but if you're finding some stripers that are a little bit, you know, bigger than those diaper striper size, that 3/0 might not be a bad idea. This is a 4-inch easy shiner. I don't really start throwing this until like March. I usually bump up to 4-inch size lures. For this time of year, it's pretty much everything is 3-inch. And depending the water depth and size. This is a Northeast Jigging Company 3.5 inch paddle. I really, really like these. I really like this company. Their baits are not overpriced. They're pretty inexpensive. You know, they're tough, they last long, and they work really well. Another new addition this year is these 25-pound tactical angler's clips. They work great for these very small jig heads. And I'm finding that the perch and the bass are not very picky as far as like direct tie, like a trout. You know, they'll hit pretty much anything you throw out there. These are those easy shiners, the Kayak 3-inch ones. These are the, let me see this, the Swing Impact 2.8 inch ones. And any kind of curly tail also works good. This is just a regular curly tail. I think this is 3 inch. The curly tails, the 3 inch, are a little bit big. I might try the 2 inch ones. I know a couple of companies make 2 inch, but that might be too small. It's really finding like the happy medium size, and these 3 inch paddle tails really have been the ticket. I also throw, this is a Rapala X-Wrap jerkbait. I throw this too. This is 4 inches, but this is more later in the season, like March. You know, when you can get, the holdovers start getting a little bit bigger. You get some of those bigger fish. All these fish have been all the way up in the back of, whatever saltwater creek where it almost is brackish water, and they're going to be mixed in with the perch. So that's why I've been trying to throw stuff where I can catch both perch and these small stripers. The setup I'm using, I got this year. This is a Shimano Sahara reel with 4-pound fluoro on it. The reel's like $80, and it's a nice reel, definitely worth the money. I needed something because my quantum reel, the drag was, it was either going out or not going out. The drag was just getting funky, so I have 4-pound fluoro on here. And this rod actually is what I really wanted to talk about. This is a Shimano Sensilite rod that I got this year. This rod was $50. And it's, I don't know if you can see this. It's a 2 to 6. I can't really see it. It's a 2 to 6, 1/32 to 3/16 ounce ultralight. It's a 6'6" rod. It's definitely, it's pretty stiff in the tip. It's not super noodly like a trout rod or anything like that, which I like. It's good for jigging. Setting the hook, you need a little bit more backbone, a little bit more speed in the rod tip for sensitivity, and it actually has been working out perfect. If you can use this rod for the whole holdover season, I actually have a second rod that's a little bit heavier than this, but they do make an in-between one that I think is 1/32 to a quarter. It's a little bit heavier. I can throw a quarter on this rod, no problem. So the rod that's rated to a quarter, you could probably throw 3/8 on it. And, I've been really impressed with this rod for $50. There's not a huge market for ultralight rods and ultralight fishing that I've found, especially in the Northeast. And obviously nobody wants to go crazy and spend a bunch of money on a rod for holdovers. So this is basically what I'm using, my setup, and how we're catching these fish. I hope that any of this helps you guys that are out there trying to catch holdovers. Just remember, just super, super light tackle, 4 pounds, line, ultralight rods, 1/8 ounce jig heads, very thin wire hooks, and just be really careful with handling these smaller fish. They're not like your typical tough big stripers. They're very small fish. They're very young fish, and we really need them to survive. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope it was helpful. And tight lines, guys. Go out there and catch them up.